back to the UBF Podcast YouTube channel. I'm Abz.
I'm Thomas and Abdul. Obviously with the European competitions on international hiatus, the domestic leagues on hiatus, except for the NPL, long live the NPL. We thought, Abdul, we'll do a World Cup preview obviously in the next coming weeks when the remaining 6 playoffs spots become full and we know the full draw and the full teams in there. Maybe Italy don't qualify for the third time in a row.
My condolences to my North Macedonians out there. I was mourning with you at that 4-0 loss as well.
Maybe another Balkan country might make it. Abdul, if Bosnia make it, that would be great.
I'm more Bosnia.
I think Italy will be distraught, but we'll move on from that. So we thought, let's go back to the 5 World Cups and pick the biggest moment and let's see if that didn't happen. What's your famous 3 words that you...
Let's rewrite history. As I said, anything can happen at the UBF podcast. Including us filming at the LAC studios. Make sure to just check the LAC studios out. Shout out to them. They've been our home for the last...
Year and a half or
so. We wouldn't swap it for the world.
God, no.
If you want to do a photo shoot, a skit, you want to come film a podcast, you want to come film any sort of video, we've got 3 rooms over here. We've got the one that we shoot in here. Believe Champagne Football also shoot here as well. There's a few new people that I've seen have come in and shot in one of the other rooms.
As they should, Abdul. And as you sort of alluded to, 3 different rooms. You've got the main studio where we're at. You got more of a lounge sort of type setting where you can relax, kick it with the boys or girls.
It's a bit more intimate, Thomas.
That's what I was trying to get to with the boys or girls. I'll do whatever you like. You threw me there, actually. Yeah. And then there's like a waiting room, which obviously you can kick it with.
The intimacy.
Oh, fuck.
This is not that type of studio. I'm just making a joke here. But, look, it's definitely, you know.
If we're not here next week, you know why.
It's definitely top shot for next to
it's the best. You got all the facilities here, everything. You got all the lights, the cameras. There's enough lights here to fucking light up the moon. But that's really good.
And as they say, light, camera, action. 2022 Qatar World Cup.
What a World Cup, by the way. Could we just quickly touch on that? I think overhated.
I think it was overhated because of obviously where it was and the noise surrounding Qatar.
No alcohol. But a simpler time, Abdul, after COVID.
You know what flashes, before we get into it, you know what flashes back to me all the time? 2016 Euros, David Guetta.
That's my favourite time.
Zara
Larson.
That's
my favourite time of life.
And
that is the best year of my life.
You could tell these people haven't been through COVID yet.
No.
Just like singing there, dancing, Zara Larson.
That is my favourite tournament.
2016 Euros.
We'll get to...
How did Croatia got that Euros?
We lost Portugal in the quarterfinal.
Why couldn't you beat Portugal in the quarterfinal?
We'll get to Croatia soon. I've got my moment.
But
so do you want to start with your 2022 moment? So I, out of context, I'll let Abdul pick this one in order for him to give me 2018. When you're ready.
In 2022, if we could rewrite history,
what moment would it be, Abdul?
It would be the Emiliano Martinez save.
Why?
I think if Colin Moani puts that into the back of the net, 4-3, France win. Mbappe's potentially played the greatest ever man of the match performance we've seen in our lives.
Up there.
It has to be up there. I believe he would have scored 2-3, a hat-trick in the final, if I remember correctly. I think the last one he scored was the slice, and then he had the pen. I'll never forget that. Up at 4 a.m. or whatever it was. I had 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah, weird time.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I'd have to rewrite that one. If there's anything, I'm rewriting that.
So, France win it. They do the World Cup double, one of only 3 teams to do it, I think.
Yeah. Since Brazil in 58.
That's a fucking massive thing for the French. But you look at the other hand, the notorious comes up every single tournament, the GOAT debate, Abdul. Is Messi the GOAT then? I'm not sure. There's definitely an argument there.
I think you got to look at it. Like you said, the first thing is that sort of global powerhouse. They become that nation that's won back-to-back World Cups. They probably go into the next Euros as... not just the favourites, but, you know, with a bit more confidence behind them. And then you mentioned Messi. I think Messi's move, I believe, to PSG, and then he goes to, obviously, to Inter after that. It's no longer seen as, he's done it at Barca, he's won the World Cup. He's now on his sort of, on his way to the sunset. This is seen as, okay, he needs to redeem himself. So he probably begins to pile the pressure on himself, winning a Champions League with PSG. I think it has a ripple effect on there. But the question lies then, Messi doesn't win that World Cup. Ronaldo goes on to win 2026.
There's my question.
What happens there? And I know we're saying if this whole video is if
The producer, the title's called If.
if
You know about football. Well, listen, there's definitely a debate to be had, but everyone knows where UBF stands. We are Ronaldo fanboys till the day we die. However, the Messi fans have a big thing about the World Cup, and rightfully so. The wars are rigged with 7 penalties in 7 games. That's not for me to decide.
yeah.
But Ronaldo wins this one. There's definitely an argument. Let's say that rewritten history, if Messi didn't win it in 2022, Ronaldo's the GOAT. It just has to be, because the Messi logic and the Messi fans, they apply that logic to, that's the World Cup. That's the first argument they say. It used to be the 8 Ballon d'Ors. Now it's the fucking World Cup. So by their logic, Ronaldo would be the GOAT.
Yeah, like you look at Portugal now, for example. I know we're stepping away from that a bit. You got Vitinha in midfield, Bruno Fernandes and Palhinha, for example. I think I'm missing someone. And João Neves as well.
Bruno Fernandes.
And Bruno.
Fuck me, how'd you forget Bruno?
Yeah, like you look at that, you stick Ronaldo up front, just build the team around him. Let
Rafael Leao, Trincao.
Yeah.
Conceição.
Conceição, mate. You look at Half of Sporting as well. Well, that's sort of the production line for
Mendes, Diaz, Ignacio, whatever his name is, Costa in goals. Dallo, left back.
Yeah. Like
Mendes, whatever.
that's a side and a half. That's a side.
That can win you a World Cup.
That can win you a World Cup. Now, Ronaldo wins it this year, like you said. I think it definitely changes the tone, because then you could say, well, I've won a World Cup and you've never done it. And that's the pinnacle of football.
Correct. And on that moment, like, that was a massive moment.
Yeah.
That 2022 Emiliano save, he would be looked at as the villain, because in that semi-final, he gave it the big uns.
Oh,
In the
yeah.
quarter-final against the Dutch, gave it the big uns. Against Croatia, gave it the big uns. Prick. But that was a massive, massive moment, that save. And that sort of propelled him. Because I'll be honest with you, and this is me being completely honest, he was a backup at Arsenal.
Oh, for like 12 years.
He was a backup at Arsenal.
Yeah.
He's at Aston Villa. Before that World Cup, okay, moved to Villa, got game time. But he was never looked at as that guy.
No.
He was the pen save merchant, the one that showboated, put off people. He was that guy.
Yeah.
After that World Cup, best keeper in the world, Golden Glove, rumours to Madrid, Barca, Bayern, pick your club. Emiliano, you're here. But he, for me, was never in that GOAT discussion for keepers. And if he didn't make that save in 22, you rewrite that history. He's just another keeper.
Yeah, like...
Dare I say.
Yeah, because I believe he made the move to Villa after the World Cup.
Did he?
Because he was with us for the... Oh, no, was it just before?
I think he moved to Villa.
Because it was right after the FA Cup final.
I think he moved to Villa.
And it was that whole... Have you seen the whole Bernd Leno not getting injured?
Yeah.
Emiliano probably would have been...
That effect.
Yeah, it probably would have been Rafa Benitez.
Arsenal would have won Arsenal. Argentina definitely wouldn't have won.
100%. The other one I want to go on to is Mbappe. Mbappe...
In that moment.
So
he wins it, yeah.
In that moment.
Martinez misses, yeah.
He wins it. Let's just say he explodes onto the scene. He cements himself as the best player in the world, undoubtedly. There's no conversation. Haaland could have scored 60 goals the next year, but Haaland's obviously not at that World Cup.
Yeah, of course.
Not scoring a hat-trick in the final.
Is that this one?
And dragging his team all the way through.
Single-handedly in that final.
Because, bro, it was done. It felt like it was done. Argentina took the lead.
Finished half time, guys.
Yeah. And then he made a few changes. Finally took Giroud off the field. And then Mbappe just lit to life. You had Colin Muani on one side
Thuram.
and Thuram on the other side. And the other question you ask yourself, Colin Muani puts that into the back of the
National
net.
hero. National hero.
He's still got his move. He's still got his move. Yeah. You know, he ended up at Juve and then obviously his time at PSG as well.
Yeah, PSG.
Like, the ripple-on effect it could have had to not just his career, but everyone else in that team.
Because right now there's still a discussion. People say it's Mbappe. Lamau's taking the spotlight now, but Mbappe would be that guy.
I'll raise you another one. Kante.
Fuck, I love him.
Wins another World Cup.
Fucking goalie.
He almost becomes a shoo-in to every midfield conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you think about it that way. There's so many players. Hugo Lloris, 2 World Cups. Another goalkeeper's won 2 World Cups. Or whatever he done at Tottenham, won nothing at Tottenham. But
Chouameni.
yeah,
Camavinga.
that would have... They're at Madrid as it is. But, like, the prestige of some of these players would have gone through the roof. Like, you look at for me, it's similar to that 2014, which we'll get on later, that 2014 Germany side. You look at some of those players, like Mesut Ozil could have done what he done, whatever, he shut the bed at Arsenal, whatever you guys want to call it.
Yeah.
His World Cup that he had at Germany and the way they won that World Cup forever held him to where he is. What do you think people's arguments to Shkodran Mustafi is?
That he's won a World Cup.
He's won a World Cup. Like,
Can't hate the guy.
You can't take that away from him. But yeah, look, there's a few more with that. The footballing identity with Argentina. Damn, they lose that.
They lose that. Do they win the Copa America the year after? I'm not sure.
Like, I'll never forget, and they've done it before against Chile in the final for the Copa America.
Lost it.
Where they lost it, and Messi came out and retired from
But they beat Colombia in 24, which hurt me still, but that's okay. Colombia was the better team.
You sure you're not Colombian, Thomas?
No crash beat Colombia, Abdul, yesterday, so great times.
Look, that's yeah. Anything else from that? Anything else you'd change from that 2023?
Change or remember?
If you could rewrite one other moment, what would it be?
Messi kicking. No, not kicking. Who was it? Otamendi? Otamendi kicking the ball. No, Messi. Messi kicking the ball into the Dutch players' bench and the handball in the quarterfinal. The Dutch were the better side.
I'll raise you another one.
That was a clear second yellow. Should have been sent off. Messi gets off, doesn't play the semi. Does Croatia make a second semi? Does the Croatia make a second final?
Potentially.
You
Do
go.
they lose to France again?
Shut the fuck up. We'll get to that.
There's one more I want to mention.
Talk to me.
I believe it was Garang Kuol.
Oh, great. Yeah, you've trumped me. Unbelievable. Yeah.
Another moment.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Fuck memories coming back. Give me a second.
Another moment we'd rewrite in history.
How am I? Yeah.
The
Fair play.
2022, I believe it was the first round of the finals against Argentina.
Round of 16.
Round of 16.
Yeah, you got me there. Fuck emotional. Yeah.
Garang Kuol, rewrite history, puts it into the back of the net.
Fuck. Aziz Beige. Fuck, you got me there. Actually, fair play.
That could have been.
I've never seen Australia that united. And obviously that's Australia's best ever World Cup finish in 2022. So we've got a good squad this year as well, which we'll go through in another episode. But that was special. That was special. That moment, I forget I was with Dakmar in Melbourne, and Chong as well, the boys. We were there watching the game. Watching that Denmark game and the Tunisia game. We're there.
Yeah.
Federation Square, 2 a.m. Just a bunch of boys. All the boys there. No violence. Everyone together for one cause. And you see the scenes building and building and building. And it comes to the pinnacle in that Argentina game. Sydney, full. Brisbane, full. Melbourne, full. Perth, full.
Yeah.
Fucking Canberra had fans, Abdul.
Yeah, bro.
Canberra.
It's that.
Adelaide. Darwin. Hobart. The whole of Australia. I've never seen Australia unite like that for a football game.
Some would say that you're not about football.
No. Well done. 10 points to you. You're on fire today. But that is an unbelievable moment. And you think they go on, they verse the Dutch in the quarters. Who's to say? Who's to say? Fuck. Yeah.
What if? I remember that vividly, man.
Julian, the title for this episode is What If?
What if?
I love it.
I'm telling you, man. What if?
Yeah, what a moment. Where were you when Garang shot it? Because you remember the beige one before that? Remember the beige one?
Yeah.
The run.
Yeah.
Fuck.
They just ran right
Yeah,
through.
brother.
Just,
When he got into the box, I'm going, please, God. I was at my house with my dad at 4:30. No, 7 a.m. because it was a 6 o'clock start or something.
where was I? I
I was with my dad. My dad in the living room.
So I remember it vividly.
Yeah, I was
I
with
don't
my dad.
remember where I was,
I was
but
with my dad in the living room.
I remember watching the Denmark game at not Gregory Hills.
Bella Vista?
No. It's not far from your area.
Greenfield Tavern.
No, there was a place called
Greenway Plaza.
Black Cow.
Sorry.
Black Cow, I think, or something.
Oh, Black Cow.
Black Cow.
Yeah. Kenleyville.
Kenleyville. Yes.
Black Cow, yeah.
So I was
Black
at
Cow.
yeah.
What are we doing this?
Um, I was there with a mate.
We'll have a chat.
And
Yeah,
then I went across the road because Black Cow, I don't think is open anymore, but
It is?
it wasn't. No, they've changed the name, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black Cow.
Anyway, we ended up across the road at the RSL.
Yes. It's obviously, yeah.
Yeah. Went for a feed. It was on the big screen. We were watching it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never forget that moment. But not like everyone at the RSL got up screaming, but like, yeah, you know. This,
Fucking what about?
But the Argentina game, that moment with...
Unbelievable.
I think, though, if Aziz Beige scores that goal, it ends up in every single highlight. You know how we see the Tim Cahill, the
goal against Netherlands.
yeah, like it's gonna end. It would have ended up there, but that goal, if Qual scored that, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, Abdul. Off to 2014. I think we'll skip 18, Abdul.
John, I'll rip the band-aid off.
And then I will cry. That the actual will be tears.
What if Mandzukic clears it? Well, first and foremost, football hierarchy disrupted. We're gonna call it that. A nation. Let's get a bit storytelling. A nation
I'm gonna cry. Stop.
A nation of less than 4 million people, or about 4 million people, wins the World Cup. Proves elite success isn't tied to population size. Federations worldwide invest more in development over resources. And Croatia go home with their first ever FIFA World Cup. But Mandzukic didn't clear it. Mandzukic, in fact, put it into his own net. Thomas?
What else do you say?
I'll add another layer to that.
I thought that...
Look, it's not easy to swallow. It's not an easy pill to swallow. As a proud Croatian that you are, seeing your nation, your much loved nation within your household and your community, lose a World Cup final the way they did, it definitely breaks hearts, sheds tears. It makes you want to go into your room and never come out. I understand the feeling. I get it. I've been there before, but
not on that level. That was we've been in semi-finals before. 2022, 1998. 1998, obviously, with the war going on. I'm gonna get emotional now, but sad. But I'll do my best. But 2018 was a very special period we'll clip this as well. But for my family in particular, my grandfather passed away in 2018. In the months leading up to the World Cup. And I'll never forget my grandma and my mother, when we beat England in the semi-final, they said, obviously, to me in Croatian, translated to English, my grandfather didn't pass away for no reason, but we're going to win the final. That's a moment that sticks with you for life. And yeah, it was a tough pill to swallow. It very was. I remember praying. I remember like, it was really sad. It was really sad. I swear to God, I remember I prayed to God, whatever religion you are, whoever's watching, whatever religion you are, it's like, I said, God, I don't care if we win another game. I don't care if we make bum out of every World Cup. Just please God, let it happen. Because we were always considered the small underdogs, and now you see us, we're not favourites for anything. But that would have changed the whole narrative for Croatia. 4 million people, second smallest nation ever to make the World Cup final, obviously, if you exclude Uruguay in the 1930s, because obviously the world was not as big back then, Abdul. But like, you never forget those moments. You never forget the Rakitic penalty shootout hero twice, Mr. Iceman, Raketa, they called him, Abdul. You never forget Drago Ćosic's commentary against England. Ne treba za to, Hrvatska je u finalu. We don't need that. As Brozovic was attacking, we're in the final. And that's my ringtone. Iconic song that came out of Igramo Hrvatska. My Croatia is playing. Translation to English. That was a moment that catapulted Croatia into the world things and onto that final. Sorry, a bit of a sidetrack, but unavoidable in 2018. And onto that final, Jose Mourinho, very famous, came out and said that Croatia was robbed. Very famously, Croatia was dominating for 60 minutes of them. Croatia was dominant in every metric, in every stat. And you got the Mandzukic clears in his own net. Yeah, but what happens if VAR doesn't intervene on a penalty that shouldn't have been a penalty? Experts talking about it. I can bring you up the clips. I know I've got them. I've saved them on my phone receipts. I'll do just in case VAR decided to come to me and ask for my opinion. But these are the words from Peter Schmeichel, from Jose Mourinho. These are all clips and receipts saying that game shouldn't have ended the way it did. And in my mind, in my heart, I believe the football leagues didn't want us to win. That's me. But at the end of the day, that was the biggest moment in my life for football. Do I think we'll ever get to a final again? I believe we can. I believe that we've got enough firepower in this squad as well in 26. But that was a very special moment for the Croatian community. And that final at 2 a.m. in the morning at King Tom Club in Denza Park, shout out then. You've been upstairs, you got upstairs, you got downstairs. Downstairs, Abdul, that was full. All chairs. Normally they hold weddings down there. If you haven't been there, go there, great club. That was full. The stairs going upstairs, Abdul, were full. They had 6 TVs, 2 outside, 2 at the bottom, projectors down, and that club was full. Yeah. I couldn't get parking inside. That's pretty big ass car park.
Yeah.
Abdul, me, my dad, my sister went there, and it was amazing to see the Croatian community. No idiots, just there supporting Croatia. And when Perisic scored, Abdul, to make it 1-1, that was a feeling that you can never get back, because then you start dreaming and you believe. But I think we'll move on from 2018.
Well, if Croatia went on to win that World Cup final, Thomas,
Yes,
a few points we've got written down.
Fuck the points, Abdul. It would have been the biggest thing in the world.
Modric's legacy would have been...
He's already the best. He's already the best midfielder. He's already the best.
Yeah, but I think it becomes...
Without a question, yeah, I'm aware.
I think it's still a question.
Of course it is. For you.
Like, you as a proud Croatian, obviously you think he's the greatest of all time. I mean, he definitely is in that...
He's in that top three.
Top echelon conversation.
He's in that top 3. Table 1.
Like, you've got Iniesta, Xavi. And then I think he's in that conversation with your Cruises, your Busquets.
Busquets, yeah, he's above Cruz. He's above Casemiro.
Zidane's as well.
He's up there with Zidane.
Pirlo.
He's up there with Pirlo. He's on that. I call it the top 5.
Yeah, he's definitely at that, like you said, that first table. But I think you win that. What if Croatia win that World Cup? He gets that Ballon d'Or still. He holds on to that. He has that World Cup to his name.
Yeah.
Probably, I think, retires earlier.
Maybe, but I think he retires internationally earlier. But again, you look at the character of the man. You look at how he speaks about football and how he loves football and the passion that he has for football. There's a couple of clips of him at AC Milan now, currently, Abdul, where he's played 90 minutes. They've beaten Inter, or they've beaten Como, one of their rivals currently at this point, fighting for the top 4. And he's on the floor crying, tears, passionate, shouting.
Yeah.
So I don't think he retires earlier, but I think he retires internationally.
I think he doesn't... He gets full earlier. I think when I say he not loses that hunger, but I think he
completes international
Yeah.
football. And you got to put in a context. Croatia's not a France or a Spain or an England or an Italy or a Germany or a fucking Brazil, Argentina. Croatia's Croatia, 4 million people. He's completing international football. There's nothing left.
Well, I reckon personally, that if he wins that, he doesn't... I feel like he's left Real Madrid, feels the need to complete another challenge, goes to Italy, tries to win it there. I think he probably even goes back to Croatia earlier. Goes and plays for Hajduk.
Dynamo? He wouldn't have gone to Hajduk, unfortunately.
Potentially, who knows? Anything can happen. If Ufuk Tala can go to Sydney FC, anyone can go anywhere.
That's a fucking topic.
The other one is there's probably some breakout stars in that Croatian squad that just go astronomically through the roof.
Well, again, you look at that final performance after Abdul. Ivan Perisic was linked to United. Ante Rebic was linked to a Premier League club. Abdul, he went to AC Milan, obviously. But no, definitely a few stars. Vashalko was at.
Yeah.
Vashalko was linked, Abdul. A lot of stars were linked.
Yeah. Well, look.
And he had another 2018 moment, Abdul, besides the glaringly obvious one, which Thomas just got very emotional on camera for. What's on?
Ooh. There's a few.
Which one for you?
Switzerland. I don't know if I've got the right World Cup.
So it's not what?
Did they have France? Did they, or was that 22? They had France in a...
That was Euros.
Was that Euros?
Euros 2020.
Yeah, Euros 2020. No, I'm trying to link back my memory.
But England. Croatia, England. England right the wrongs of 66.
Yeah.
Beat Croatia, make the first final.
Didn't... Again, I think I might have the wrong World Cup. Did they play Colombia
England.
or Ecuador?
England.
England.
England beat Colombia, yeah.
I don't know. You go first. I'm struggling to...
Germany fucking falling on their sword.
The year they had Japan in their group.
South Korea. South Korea. Bro, you're fucked today.
I don't remember 2018.
Is a 22 merchant.
No. I remember the final clearly.
But do you remember Germany? Remember Germany that fucking 2018?
They fell out of the...
Fell out group stage, bro.
Yeah.
What happens if they beat South Korea? They go on a run. They finally wake up.
Joe Kimberley picks his ass one more time.
Picks his nose.
No, he used to...
Yeah, it was everything, bro.
Yeah, he'd go south first and then make
South
his way
North,
up.
yeah.
Who did Australia have in that group that year?
Denmark. France.
France. Or maybe that
Peru.
was it. Maybe that was...
Australia, France.
Australia, France. Was it? I think we took the lead.
Yes, we did.
We did.
Yep.
What if Australia held on to their lead against France?
France get knocked out in the group stage.
Australia make it all the way through to the final and play Croatia.
And then Croatia wins. Off to my favourite World Cup besides 18, obviously for personal reasons. This was a beautiful World Cup. This was football returning home to its spiritual place, some would say. This was football going back to its birthplace, some would say. And this was a pure celebration of life and what football can offer. Les Murray's iconic voice for the last time and a World Cup coverage, Abdul. The wonderful night commercials that came out. Remember the last game? Oh, fuck. That was a beautiful period. Obviously, when you're a kid, you connect to things more and they form your understanding of football and love for the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, 2010 South Africa was incredible. I'll never forget when I was with my father in Darling Harbour watching on the live TV Abdul in the morning. But 2014 was special. It was really special.
Without a doubt. I think for me, as I was, not to say getting into football, but like properly becoming like watching it week in, week out, I attached myself to Brazil.
Of course you did.
And
Is that why you picked a certain moment?
Potentially. Now, for context, my dad is a massive Germany fan. He loves Germany.
So Abdul went against his father.
So, as always, he's a Barca fan. I'm a Real Madrid fan. You know, it just works out that way. I'm forever scarred by that World Cup. Every time it's the 1st of July. No, my dad, I can show you. My dad's got a graphic, not a graphic, like just a message. Every time it's the 1st of July, he goes, happy 7-1 or like 1st of, yeah.
Roughly so.
Although that World Cup in terms of football was
Up there with some of the best.
Was up there with some of the best, without a doubt. And I think when it comes to recreating that, I think the next World Cup being in Spain, Morocco, and it might be Portugal.
Spain, Morocco, Uruguay.
Is it Uruguay?
Double check.
2030.
Spain, Morocco, Uruguay. Spain, Portugal, Uruguay.
Morocco, Portugal, and Spain.
Fuck, Miletic. Miletic.
He had it the first time, mate.
That's the one that's got a chance. But those, again, I don't hate using this word, but vibes, the football, the celebration, the fans, that whole footballing. Why people love football? Show them 5 minutes of 2014. And you reconnect.
And the music that came out of it. Sorry, I'm trying to speak Brazilian.
Anyway, obrigado.
Was Wave Your Flag 2014? That was 2018.
What?
Wave Your Flag.
Was what? Please, I'll leave. Don't.
Wave Your Flag. 2010.
Yeah.
No, what was it Jennifer Lopez in Brazil?
We are one, yeah.
That's the one. Sorry, not Wave Your Flag. We are one. Thanks, Tom.
When's Waka Waka?
1998. 2010. I'm joking.
Fuck me. Anyway. Shit. Fuck. We might need to find a new ghost. 2014. No, you're right. And I get your moment that you've written, which you're going to announce shortly. It was a beautiful World Cup. It was a beautiful World Cup. The only thing that I would say is I don't really have a moment that I will change, but I would love to propose to you my favourite player outside of Luka Modric and Ronaldo. Who is it?
James Rodriguez.
James Rodriguez. I never knew Colombia, besides the fucking FIFA 15 icon with the hair. Valderrama, whatever that was. It. When that brother did the 1-2 thing leg shimmy dance against Japan and then chipped their keeper, fuck. I was in love. My first crush was James Rodriguez. I'm not gay. Anyway, I'm happy to admit that. Then they go on and verse Uruguay in the 16. You saw the goal. That for me, technically, is the best goal that I've seen. To be able to receive it that high, take a touch with his chest, turn the ball on the chest, connect with his body, and volley on the full in the context of the game, in the pressure of that game, Colombia versus Uruguay, and in a World Cup round of 16, in your home continent, that's fucked.
Yeah.
And for him to do that, that brother made me fall in love with him and made me fall in love with the Colombian style of play. You remember their dances when they scored? Oh, bro. Him, Cuadrado, Zungia, bro, the Baka, Jackson Martinez, bro. All the boys were fucking there. Right. And it was good, man. It was like, that was proper football.
That was prime vibes.
That was prime vibes. And on to your moment, Abdul, a specific, the golden boy, the prince that never got crowned. Abdul.
What if Neymar never got injured?
Was it Zungia? I think it was Zungia.
I think, it was
Zungia, that
knee in the
obviously
back
against Colombia. Yeah, knee, see something vertebrae. They made a documentary on it. That changed his career. That changed his career, most definitely. And very lucky to still play football, Abdul. Neymar. I don't think, though, and this is where I don't agree with you, I don't think that changed Brazil's 7-1 downfall. You're telling me a left winger was at fault for 7 goals getting conceded in the semi-final?
It's not that black and white. He was...
Yeah, explain to me, yeah.
So Neymar, that at that competition specifically, at that tournament, was the guy.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Was carrying that team on his back.
I'm aware.
They lose Neymar and then go into that game, I think, already defeated. I think they know...
At home...
You lose your best player. Argentina lose Messi. You think they're going to walk in with that much confidence?
They should have against the Dutch.
Okay. Well, it didn't happen.
Croatia would have beaten them, and then second four.
But it didn't happen.
Fuck.
Look, I think they probably still lose to Germany.
Why?
Because Germany were that strong.
Correct.
Were that damn good.
Germany were a fucking machine.
But that...
Machine.
Correct. But that tournament being held in Brazil, in front of the Brazilian crowd, losing their best player... kills a vibe. It just kills it, bro. I'll never forget the look of those Brazilian fans crying in the crowd. Like it was not normal.
No, it wasn't. He was like fucking doomsday arrived. It was like, that was shocking. That was like, no one gave a fuck about Argentina versus Netherlands.
No.
In the second semi-final. No one gave a fuck.
No.
Like, zero.
Yeah.
And again, like my counter moment to that is, what happens if, remember Costa Rica, that tournament? Fuck. What happens if Koeman doesn't make the sub to swap Silicon with Krul? Does Costa Rica beat Argentina in the semi-final? Does Costa Rica make a semi-final?
If Croatia could do it.
Again, we'll move on. If Costa Rica make a semi-final against Argentina,
yeah.
What if that substitution never happened? Did Costa Rica make Did Costa Rica make a fucking semi-final?
Bro, potentially. Like, you're not wrong in that sense. Like, all it takes was one moment,
It's a moment.
and everything changes.
You've come up with a really good concept for today. I'm like, I can't lie with you. I'm like, fucking, you get in the fields, you get in the memories of that tournament, and then watching that was the talk at school.
Oh,
Like, what the fuck's this guy doing making a sub there?
Yeah,
And he does it, and it pays off. And Netherlands go to the semis.
right. Even with you look at, let's take it back to Brazil for a sec. You look at Neymar. Let's just say they go on and win that World Cup. He never
With
gets
him,
injured.
he never gets injured. Okay,
Let's say he never gets injured.
Yeah.
Neymar plays against Germany. Brazil beat Germany in front of their home crowd with their best player there. He
They
goes
versus
on.
Argentina.
They versus Argentina. They beat Argentina in the final. Think about that. Brazil versus Argentina in Brazil in a final. Would have been off its
He
chops.
might even win that Ballon d'Or that year.
That's what I was going to say. He wins the Ballon d'Or, and we don't talk about Neymar today.
Correct. The conversation around Neymar
Changes
is changed.
completely.
He's one of the greats.
He becomes the, let's not just say, the prince around Ronaldo and
Can I ask you a
Messi.
question? Does he dethrone Dino? Brings a World Cup to Brazil.
Yeah. I mean,
Does he dethrone Dino? Just a genuine question. Because some people look at Neymar as their inspiration, as their idol. And rightfully so, Abdul. He reinvented what a ringer is. He brought back that Ronaldo United days. He brought back that Henry on the left for Arsenal. Take a player on, showboat the fuck, and incredible. And the last time I saw him do that was when he went to PSG in 2018.
yeah.
That was beautiful to see.
Oh,
He was taking the...
The Mickey.
Yeah, thank you for... I was going to say a different word. He was taking the piss out of other teams.
Yeah. Like, you're not wrong there, right?
2017, sorry, transfer with them.
He becomes the man. He cements himself as the guy.
I think the conversation around him is different.
Oh, without a doubt. And I think he probably is still playing at a competitive level today. He wouldn't be back in.
Maybe not now, but I think, I'll be honest, I think Barca don't let him go to PSG.
Yeah, think on the trickle effect there. Even if he does eventually leave, he doesn't end up in Saudi. He ended up at Al Hilal and barely played a minute.
Yeah.
And the other one we're going to go through, the memes and the trauma and everything else in between probably doesn't happen. Because that 7-1's, bro, every time someone says 7-1 or you think so, like,
That's the first game.
what do you call it?
That's the first game.
A Brazil-Germany.
That's the first game.
Yeah. Like, it's crazy to think how, I still think if he doesn't get injured, you're looking at a whole different game. Because who's he coming up against, that right back?
Philip Lahm.
Philip Lahm.
Let's not shit on Philip Lahm.
I'm not shitting on Philip Lahm.
Fucking what an unbelievable footballer. Never got a red card, by the way.
No.
Does he get his first red card against Neymar?
Do you want me to talk like a FIFA degenerate?
No.
He's 72 physical, would have never handled Neymar's 93 dribbling.
And on to 2010. What a tournament for football. The first African nation to hold a World Cup, Abdul. Rightfully so, to go back to Africa. That was arguably the two best songs, Abdul. Ever. 60 million down the track, my guy. Kai Havertz scores, okay? And then waving flags. An incredible tournament. The Jabulani, the moments, Shabalabala becomes a hero, becomes an icon. Peter Drury announces himself on the commentary stage. Bafana, goal for South Africa, goal for all of Africa. And again, a moment where I'm in year 4 going, fuck, I love football. Fuck, I want to be there. Brett Holman, Australia's fucking hero. Brett fucking Holman.
Yeah.
Serbia fucking drawing against Australia. Fuck.
Nemanja.
Oh, God. Croatia not making the tournament. That's okay. We'll move on quick, swiftly from there.
Why didn't you make a tournament?
I don't know. We weren't good enough. No, we were shit. We had a pretty bad period. Germany, rising stars. Thomas Muller, golden boy of the fucking tournament. Rightfully so. Incredible, that tournament. But for me, your moment, our both moment, is the Dutch. The Dutch, notorious chokers. Made finals before. I think they made the final, or somewhere back in the 90s. I think.
Was it that game against Denmark? I don't think it was a World Cup. though. I think it was a Euros.
They made a final. Check it. They made a World Cup final. Again, 2014, Abdul, semi-final for the Dutch. 2010, final.
74, 78, 2010.
Fuck, I'm a genius. 74, 78, 2010. So historic chokers. But then we look at the moment where Casillas is reflected as one of the greatest of all time for that save.
Yeah.
That's an unbelievable save. And sort of like a Martinez moment, Robin scores that. Do Spain get the trophy that they thoroughly deserved? Because we talk about Spain as this golden generation. 08 Euro champions, 12 Euro champions, and 10, they cemented that 6-year period there, Abdul. They don't win that. Are they just like in Italy, where they just randomly win a Euros but don't qualify for 2 World Cups? Because that is a very fair argument to say. Because Dutch, 74, 78, 2014 semi-finalists, obviously 74, 78 finalists, as you alluded to, but 2010, they were unbelievable that tournament. Van Bronckhorst with a fucking rocket from 40 yards out with the Jabulani doing fucking damage. They had some unbelievable. Schneider. Prime fucking Wesley.
Wesley, mate.
Prime Wesley. Van Persie. Fuck.
Yeah. Look, you're not wrong. I think the biggest domino if Spain don't win that World Cup is the football itself. The rise of tiki-taka football.
Oh, no, that was in play from 08. Pep wouldn't have changed it for fucking...
No, but I think, like you said, it's a domino from exactly what you're saying. That era, all right, you win 2 Euros, fair play to you. I don't even think they win 2012 if they don't win 2010.
That's a fair argument.
2000,
that's a fair argument.
They walk away with a Euro in 2008, have a golden generation of God knows how many midfielders in that side. It says Fabregas, Sergio Busquets, Iniesta, Xavi, David Silva, and then, David Villa just lying around.
Torres.
Fernando Torres as well on top of that. The domino effects of all of that is ridiculous because if they don't win that World Cup, I don't think they win the Euros. And if they don't win neither of those 2 trophies, the Spanish football, the domination of Spanish football, doesn't live on the way it does now. Now, yes, Pep was at Barca. I understand that. He already implemented that style of football. But that just period of Spanish dominance had such a big effect on how football was played after that. And you can't deny that at the end of the day.
No, completely correct.
And as you said, their legacy for me would have been dented. I think you look at someone like Iniesta. You look at Iniesta in 2011. I believe it was Iniesta or Xavi. Should have won the Ballon d'Or. The argument is. I think it was Xavi 2011.
One of those years. Definite shouts. Where you got 2013 is Ribery. Fuck me. That's a whole different argument. But Spain's only World Cup is 2010. They don't win that. Do we talk about Spain in the lights that we do?
No, definitely not.
And again, do not hate me. This is by no means...
This is completely his opinion.
Correct. Spain don't win a World Cup. Are they just in Greece? That's just 1 or 2 more times.
I would
again, that was just a outlandish... Don't cancel me. An outlandish fucking claim. But Spain don't win that. Greece, Croatia, Spain, Portugal are all the same. They've won a World Cup.
No, 100%.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
Outlandish comparison.
I understand what you're saying completely. I just think that Spain's side was not so much too good. Not even Portugal could compare with Ronaldo to that Spanish side, in my opinion.
No.
Portugal, forget, Ronaldo's number 1. Of both sides, he's number 1 for me. But if you were to take the 22 players from both sides...
In 2010?
In that, Portugal's best side, Portugal 2016.
Portugal's best side is now.
Portugal's best side is now, and Spain 2010. Spain 2010 fills in most of that side. And you look at players like David Silva. His legacy, I don't think, would have been where it is by the time he got to, peak Man City.
No, I don't think so.
Had he not won that World Cup.
I don't think so either.
You look at someone
but
like...
But again, that 2010, I saw a ridiculous stat. 9 out of the 11 or 8 out of the starting 11 was in Barca. That's a fuck stat.
Yeah,
That's
I think
stat.
outside of Sergio Ramos, it would have been Casillas and... Mata? Was it Mata
and maybe Capdevila,
and Capdevila?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Off the top of my head, don't fact check.
Like even Juan Mata, like, you know, you look at someone whose career ended up the way it is, not saying that he played that pivotal of a part in that 2010 team.
No, I agree with you.
But, you know, some of these players probably wouldn't have ended up where they are. No. And you got to ask yourself, if they don't win that, does a Santi Cazorla or a Mikel Arteta in 2012, 2014 play a more prominent role with Spain? Because I think the reason why there's a generation of Spanish midfielders that are much better than...
Is from that.
Because they suffered from success or successes of others instead of theirs. But I don't know, man. Like, that's a very interesting one. I think
It's an unbelievable moment, that Robin moment. You're right. And again, you think of the context, 8-12, and they've just sandwiched the World Cup in there. That was a 6-year period of dominance for Spain. And my father's favourite team is Spain.
yeah,
The way they play football, it's incredible to watch.
yeah,
But those 6 years really changed football. Really. Because we went from the old flairish styles of the Brazil to the English period of fucking kick and chase, go long, physicality,
Yeah.
to a German technicality machine. And then you went 6 years of Spanish dominance, which I think has changed football and had a bigger impact on football than any of those predecessors before.
I'll raise you another one. I've just seen it now. Wesley Sneijder finished fourth in that
In the Ballon d'Or.
Ballon d'Or.
Well, rightfully so. It was fucking incredible.
Netherlands win that World Cup.
He comes second. He doesn't win it.
You reckon Messi still wins that?
Messi wins it, unfortunately.
Look, there's a few. I mean, there's another what if. What if the Jabulani didn't exist?
That was my fucking moment, you prick.
Mind you, this isn't written down. I just thought of that.
It's my moment, you fucking... Now, question to you there straight away, just off the cuff. Do we know who Diego Forlan is?
Probably not, no.
Ooh, you gotta go that.
No, I mean, we'd know who he
fucking
is.
can't go that.
We know who he is, but he wouldn't be 88 rated as a
I would
hero
agree.
on FIFA.
I would agree.
You'd be packing him like Peter Crouch and going, oh, fuck.
Are long shots a dead form of scoring goals? Remember how many fucking weird long shots?
Oh, yeah. Did Uruguay get as far as they did?
If that ball gets given over the line with Lampard against Germany,
Yeah.
do England go and progress with the midfielder fucking Gerrard and Lampard? I'm not sure.
I've got another what if.
Here we go.
What if Suarez didn't handball the ball?
Nice. Nice. Incredibly nice. Shit. Do Ghana make a fucking semi-final? The first African nation to do so.
I'll never forget it.
Asamoah Ghan misses it.
I'll never forget that. What if Suarez never?
Unbelievable moment. Unbelievable.
That's crazy.
This might be the best episode ever on the podcast.
I'm telling you, man.
Unbelievable moment.
Like Suarez pissed off a whole continent.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many what ifs. Like,
Wow. Yeah, shit.
yeah,
For Ghana, we're on something that tournament, eh?
Ghana balls.
They were beautiful, man. They were beautiful, that tournament. Asamoah Ghan, bro.
I'll never forget it, bro. I was sleeping on my grandparents for that final for the World Cup, and they used to have like a couch turned bed, like near the lounge room.
Yeah.
And I remember just waking up at 4 a.m. and I was like 10 or I was 11 at the time, and it's like, I'm not joking. It was like the 88th minute. I just opened up my eyes and the final was on the TV still, and it's just like,
Yes, the fucking Fabregas against the ball.
bro, like, there's so many, that World Cup shaped football. Like, I'm looking at it now, the Ballon d'Or rankings for 2010. Messi, Iniesta, Xavi, Schneider, Ronaldo, Casillas, Villa, Eto'o, Forlan, Milito.
Diego. Oh, because of Inter. Yeah, Inter treble.
So many.
The Suarez one is yeah, fuck. You just brought so many memories back. Does he go on to buy that was his first one, eh? Does he go on to buy Ivanovic and Chiellini?
Potentially not. Don't start me Keeling, man. He's a grub. Anyway.
On to 06.
06.
Our final one for this episode. Abdul, I see your point with Zidane headbutt. I get that. I'm going to scrap that for now. What happens if Grosso, the diving cheat, doesn't dive? Does a straight... Shut up, just stop, just dream. Just dream with me for a second. Just dream with me. Does Australia make a quarterfinal? Just dream with me here.
Maybe.
You're joking.
Maybe.
We had them on ropes, bro. We had Italy on fucking ropes. Viduka, Bresciano, Cahill, Kuhl, Swatzer,
Look, I've seen the moment. I'm not going to be that guy that says I've watched the game.
I'm
But
not asking you if you watched the game. Have you watched the moment?
I've seen the moment.
Did he dive?
Yes, he did.
Of course he fucking dived.
Now I've seen a few comments. Now I definitely let's actually dream for that moment. If Australia make it through, the legacy, forget the Aloisi legacy, the legacy of the Australian side from there would have been through the roof. It would have been ridiculous. But were Australia on their way to actually, because like for example, we look at that Qual memory, that Garang Qual memory, and you look at that and you kind of ask yourself, okay, he puts that into the back of the net. We're a chance of actually making it through. You tell me, because I haven't seen the game completely. Were Australia that good in that game to make it through?
We had them on ropes, bro. We had them on ropes.
If we had them on ropes?
We had fucking, I'm reading it here again. Cahill, Bresciano, Viduka, Aloisi, Swartzer, Lucas Neal. The 06, the Italy winner 5th World Cup. Bro, like this is like, and again, let's look at Italy's run after that. 2006 World Run. Images. Like they go on to beat France in the final. Everyone knows that. But it's like, yeah, let's get this. Let's get. Right to the final. We beat Ukraine.
There we go. Yeah.
We beat Ukraine. And maybe Germany we lose to. But Australia make a World Cup quarterfinal for the first time in existence.
And that was
at the first tournament after their long hiatus. Yeah. After 3 goes of bowing out in the playoffs.
Question, were we in Oceania back then?
Yes.
So we kept falling at that last hurdle, I'm
Yes.
assuming against the South American sides.
Yeah, South American.
Yeah, far out. Yeah, look, it's not. You ask yourself, does a Viduka, does a Bresciano, does a Cahill potentially become even bigger than what they were?
But remember, that was the last year they got, like after 2010.
Oh, yeah.
That generation was replaced. Because again, if we make that 02 World Cup, fuck. 2 years of that. The 06 was the golden generation.
Oh, without a doubt.
That was it. 02, 06. And it's such a shame that we only had them for one tournament. And again, Grosso getting fouled by Lucas Neal, which wasn't a foul. That is the moment that I will change. That is.
Yeah.
Sure, Abdul. Give me your smart aleck response, yeah?
No, you're not wrong. I'm going to double down on that. You mentioned the 02 World Cup.
South Korea, Japan, yeah.
Say we make that World Cup. Does the NSL not die?
I think I went to do the different topic. You make a point.
Like, it's a what if. What if Australia made the World Cup in 98 or 02? Does hope in football in this country live on? Does the NSL live on?
We would have definitely gave a platform to football in Australia. Definitely would have done that for a fact because you would have been on the world stage. Would have been on the world stage in the continent of Asia. So,
like,
yeah, well, listen, it's a wonderful point you raise. I'm not going to sit here and deny it.
Think about it. This part-time baker playing at South Melbourne Hellas could have had the opportunity to potentially play for the Socceroos at a World Cup in 98 or 2002. The mechanic during the day at Marconi, if they weren't as much, I'm not sure if they were full-time back then or if they were part-time footballers.
No, part-time.
But imagine the NSL living on.
But again, like majority of that generation were overseas.
Oh, correct. We did have a good bunch. I'm pretty sure Atama was talking about it actually 2 weeks ago. He on the video post, and he made a good point. Yeah. We had a fair few back then, but you got to ask yourself: the A-League was born off that generation. That 2006, 2010 generation gave the A-League a solid 10 years of go for your life. It lived off the back of that. Now, it's done its own thing, and the A-League is what it is today because of the history that's been built behind
Whatever,
it.
yeah. That's a whole different topic.
But give that treatment to the NSL when it needed it in 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. We might be talking a different landscape of football in Australia. It's another what if.
And then you look here, Abdul, and you got the moment that you've written down, which I agree, massive moment. Known for more off the field stuff, Abdul. Zidane's infamous headbutt on Marco Maserati. It goes to show, don't talk shit about someone's sister or family members. They can get violent.
Speak from experience, Thomas.
Nope, just but no, just around that moment. But change the game. Red card, France with that generation. Wow. Henri, Trezeguet, Zidane.
Thou shall not be named.
There is another gentleman that shall not be named.
Lilian Thuram, if you're asking who it is.
Shut up, Abdul. Shut the fuck up.
Scored 2 goals in his career.
Who did they come against, Abdul?
Croatia,
In the 1990?
1998.
Unfortunately, semi-final.
I don't watch football.
He never scored a goal in his career. Just
2 against Croatia.
Yeah. That's okay.
Anything
That's a
can
very
happen.
recent clip that I showed you.
Yeah, it was actually. I remember that.
That's nice to the fucking soul. Anyway, France, do they beat Italy, Abdul, without the red card? Maybe. Does that take them to 3 World Cups, Abdul?
Potentially.
And then if Martinez and make that's 4 World Cups for France, we're talking about one of the great footballing sides nationally.
It becomes the footballing nation.
It's up there with Brazil
Yeah.
and Germany and Italy. It's up there. But that is an incredible, incredible moment where that turned that game, the footballing history for Italy, upside down.
Yeah.
France in 2010, Abdul, capitulated. Capitulated. Zidane doesn't get the red card. France win the game. Do they have a shit tournament in 2010? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
They fell apart in 2010, Abdul. And it took them 8 years to rebuild in 2018. 2014, they weren't all that either.
Yeah.
But then you look at Italy. Win the game, amazing. Del Piero's heroics in the semi-final against Germany, obviously. But off that, they made the 2010 World Cup, bowed out in the group stage. 2014 World Cup, bowed out in the group stage. 18, 22, don't make the World Cup. And at the time of current recording, are in a playoff to make the 2026 World Cup. That could be 12 years without a World Cup.
Yeah.
20 years without a World Cup knockout game. That's fucked. That's fucked. Understand that. They don't win that. They don't win that if Zidane doesn't headbutt Maserati.
Materazzi?
Materazzi. I just said Maserati.
I wrote Maserati. I was thinking of... Right,
Yeah.
sorry, just for a break. I had Mohammed El Neni's pronunciation.
What the fuck?
Yeah, bro. There's a video of him doing
Anyway.
some sort of challenge, but yeah.
What the fuck? But that is 30 years plus without an international success for Italy. One of the powerhouses of football. That's fucked.
Andiamo.
Bad.
Yeah.
Bad. Why'd you choose that Zidane moment, headbutt, Abdul?
Because I think Zidane's legacy doubles down.
Explain to me on that, because I sort of leaned on the Italy side, which is obviously the winners, the win on penalties, etc. But talk to me about that Zidane legacy, because obviously people know him for his volley against Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League. But then that moment is arguably top 3.
You remember Zidane, there's shirts, there's been memes made, there's everything of that headbutt. Imagine he wins that World Cup final.
Last game, international game for France.
Last international game, retires a World Cup winning captain. His legacy doubles down. He's already one of the greatest midfielders of all time, if not the greatest in some people's eyes.
Does he become the greatest?
Does he become the greatest? It's the same argument you have for Modric.
Good point.
He wins that World Cup. You're arguably looking at, one of the greatest, if not the greatest midfielder of all time. Same thing goes for Zidane. Again, I'm going to be a noob and talk about FIFA here. You're looking at a 96 rated midfielder there? Are you looking at him being higher rated than Maradona,
Bro, this
Pele?
guy's fucked.
Because look, you talk about Zidane. He's in that, for me, in and around the top 5 of all time conversation. Pele, Maradona, Ronaldo, Messi, Cruyff in no particular order. But I think Zidane lingers just outside that.
I think so.
You look at players like, a lot of people will mention your Hullets, your Ronaldinhos, your Ronaldos, your
Adriano's,
your that era, that 2002 Brazil era. There's some people mention Rivaldo.
A bit earlier, but yeah.
But for me, I think if Zidane does win that World Cup, I think he's not there with Cruyff, but definitely a lot closer to 5 than 7. And I think that changes the legacy. I think that changes French football.
I think so.
I think you kick on and you don't have that dead period, because they had a bit of a dead period.
2010, 2014,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. And you look at their side in 2018. It took God knows how many years, and I don't know what they fed them in
12?
France.
12 years.
Yeah. And you look at that style, and I don't think that style changed very much.
No.
Because you look at your Pogba-esque midfielders, your Kante-esque midfielders, no different to what they had back in the day. They had Zidane. You know, you look at players like Desailly as well. Yes, he was a centre-back.
Deschamps, centre back.
Yeah. Didier
Thuram.
Deschamps. Right.
Trezeguet up top. Henry. Fuck, what a side.
Pires. Can't forget Pires as well.
Pires, yeah.
Yeah, like...
Just a random footballer I just thought of in 2010. Valbrena. Valbrena?
Yeah.
Short guy.
Valbrena.
Just a fucking random. Yeah, just a random one there for you, Abdul.
Random footballers go.
Dembaba.
Ryan Sessegnon.
What? Aaron Cresswell.
Joel Campbell.
2014 Costa Rica.
Who's another one?
Carlos Bacca.
Marwan Shamach.
No, you can't just go Arsenal.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Demichelis. Argentina centre-back.
Ufuk Tele.
No, brother. No, I'll go World Cup. Though.
Hey, Ufi could have played at the World Cup.
Sure he could have. Jason Chulina.
I need Jason.
Good friend of the podcast.
Yeah. Now look.
Oh, we stopped.
We're stopping there.
Stopped after Jason. Okay.
Look.
Eduardo da Silva. My guy.
Jason is a good man.
Jason, good man. Eduardo's a good man.
Yeah, look. I think had he stayed on, anything could have happened.
Yeah.
But it goes back to your argument, the flip side. Does Maldini become the defender? I know his legacy in the Serie A was fuck up here. But you then ask yourself...
Nesta as well.
Cannavaro. You look at that.
Does Cannavaro win that Ballon d'Or?
Probably not.
Comes close, but does he win it?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Like, there's so many Italians that sit in that Pirlo even. That whole generation was cemented by that World Cup.
Yeah. Grosso, Del Piero.
Yeah.
Totti. Fucking Totti. Buffon.
Yeah. I think Buffon lives on. His legacy lives on.
I think Totti lives on.
Yeah.
But Totti obviously is that one club hero.
Pirlo
lives on.
I think Maldini takes a hit. I think the whole defensive backline takes a hit. I think Cannavaro takes a hit.
No, Cannavaro was fucking... Look, the brother played for Real Madrid. Let's not fucking forget that.
Yeah, but wouldn't have given players like...
Let me look at that 06 backline. 1 second.
It's more so, I think, that whole next generation of Bonucci and Chiellini, they don't have that base to work off.
No, I agree.
Like, in a way, we look at Italian football.
So, the back four, Zambrotta, Cannavaro, Materazzi, Marco, Fabio Grosso. I think Grosso is not... Like, Grosso is more known for his fucking dive against Australia.
Yeah.
And again, that may be the Australian.
Yeah.
Materazzi had a fucking wonderful... This is a triple winner with Jose Mourinho's side in 2010 as well. Let's not forget that.
Let's
Cannavaro, elite. Zambrotta, elite.
Yeah.
I think those three live on. I think Grosso drops off. Let me look at that.
Let's get it right. It's Materazzi.
Yeah, you do that.
Materazzi.
Yeah, 'cause
Maserati's the car.
Thanks, Abdul.
No. That's what I'll tell you. I remember the Muhammad Onani pronunciation. There's a video of him going through the World Cup side for 2006 or whatever, all Italian defenders, and he goes, Maserati.
Anyway, Gattuso as well in 8. I think he lives on. Luca Toni, I think, drops off a bit. Wonderful player though, fucking great striker. Daniel De Rossi off the bench.
Oh yeah.
Del Piero. That was the 06 squad.
So yeah. Gianluigi Buffon,
Makalele, fuck. Wow.
Fabian Grosso,
Wow. Makalele.
Camoranesi, Gattuso probably takes a hit as well.
Gattuso probably takes
Pirlo, Perotta, Francesco Totti, Luca Toni, Daniel De Rossi. All right. Alessandro Del Piero.
it. That's the big one. That's the big one. Alessandro Del Piero.
Does he end up coming to Sydney FC 8 years later?
Oh, probably, yeah. Fucking, I don't think that the 06 was a credential for him.
But I do think Maldini, Cannavaro, Zambrotta
Mandini was in that squad.
wasn't in that squad.
No, 06. Mandini was not.
He didn't make it?
I think he's finished, bro. But Mandini wasn't in that squad, guys. No. Mandini was not. It was Materazzi, Grosso. No, he wasn't. Mandini was not.
Oh no, he retired from 2002.
There you go.
We don't know ball.
Abdul does not know ball.
No, but you think about it. Like, you've got a whole legacy that's been built. And I think it was built on Maldini and the boys before
Nesta,
Baresi.
Baresi, of course.
Yeah. But
It's that Italian typical style defensive, low block, back 4, back 5.
was the Italian squad before that better than the Italian squad that won the 2006 World Cup?
Possibly.
So, what if Zidane didn't headbutt Materazzi, mate?
Fuck, what am I? Abdul, what was your favourite World Cup before we end it? If you had to pick one.
Recency bias, 2022.
Wow.
Without a doubt. You can't, that final, bro. You can't.
Okay.
I have not seen a better game of football.
I'm going to go Croatia side, 2018, obviously. Objectively, without Croatian lenses off, 2014 tournament. It was incredible for me.
Oh, yeah. Look, the only reason I argue 2022 because I can look at it from a fan lens and I can look at it from a Socceroos lens as well.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Like I said, that Garang Qual chance.
That moment, yeah. I'll still watch it sometimes.
Like, it stuck with me.
Yeah.
Like, just...
He scores, does that propel his career?
Oh, does he get minutes at Newcastle? Probably, yeah. Is he still in the Premier
He
League
earned
now?
the transfer off of that. Big moments. Abdul,
Does,
interesting segment.
does Teng make it out of Marconi?
Does Teng switch agents to play for Australia?
Potentially.
Abdul, interesting moment. Interesting segment of the pod. I really like that. I really enjoyed that.
Right.
Really enjoyed that. That was good. Good memories. We'll clip the Croatia part out for obviously sentimental reasons. We'll collab with United, I'm sure. But Abdul, pleasure as always. And I can't wait until next week or the week after when we finalise it 2026 World Cup 46 teams, I think. 42, 46? 38?
48.
48?
Yeah. Yeah, 48.
48 or 46, whatever. Finalise all the teams. He's going to search that for me now. Finalise the teams, finalise the draws, and we will, spoiler alert, yes, we will predict the entire World Cup and make ourselves look like idiots. How exciting is that, Abdul?
48 teams.
48 teams, my apologies for doubting you.
12 groups.
12
4
groups.
teams.
12 groups of?
4.
4, I love that. 12 times 4 is?
48.
Just in case I was illiterate.
4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 42, 44, 48.
There's 2, there's 4, there's 6, and 8. Anyway.
Everybody knows.
It's been a long night, but Abdul, I'm looking forward to predicting the whole World Cup.
Me too.
And I'm
mate.
looking forward to the 2026 World Cup. It's going to be an amazing tournament.
It is
Before our next 2 weeks of predicting the whole World Cup, give us your winner now on camera. 3, 2, 1.
England.
Do you want to do the same to me, or is it just your podcast?
England.
You ask me.
Oh.
What?
Who do you think is going to win, Thomas?
Can I get a countdown to make it look like dramatic?
3, 2, 1.
Portugal, CR7. CR7 will win the World Cup and the GOAT debate will be over.
Right.
Hashtag Ronaldo. Abdul, pleasure as always. We have been United by Football, and this has been a special episode of World Cup What Ifs. I've been Thomas.
I've been Abz.
Ciao for now.
These weren't just moments; they were turning points. Change them, and you change football forever.
Hi, more Croatia.